Great. Do I get terminal? No. All right. So going through. Huh? The plan for this stream. I have around 2 hours. But also I don't have schedule early tomorrow, so I can go over. Stream 42. Live. So the plan is I will yap about my latest self-developments. And then if I have time, I will how would I describe it? My business side of life. Okay, that's yeah, it's fine, I guess. Linux nodes. Spin this vision. What is this? Might as well use that same. This is life management. Because the topic is about life control. Okay. Was it yesterday that I did the latest or previous stream? I think it was. I was more tired than I'm today or now. So I hope I'm able to explain this on this session and then move on. Now I'm wondering whether I should change to the Okay, yes, I will do that. So instead of keeping my VR headset on, I will duplicate scene. And replace the please interrupt for anything. You can't really I don't see the chat. And this is for documentation. Video capture device. How do I need to? If I change it like this. Though I don't know if I can. What if I change it here? Okay. What I will do is just... Oh. Wait, what? Is it second? No. Anyways. I will create a new one. Maybe it does something. Droid cam. Sure. Or not. Okay, I can't have two at the same time. Let's rotate clockwise, counterclockwise. And come on. And around in the middle. Okay, that's perfect. Then let's close this. We should be set. Put it back there so that I can monitor it from my tablet. Okay, that's good. Where to begin? I'm still feeling the pressure of the stream, that someone could watch this in the future. It's not the same feeling than those private vlogs where I'm more pressured to explain more and also talk more. So the idea of having a 15-minute break, although I can just develop it right now. Hold on. So what's the problem? Feel pressured. Why? Some part of me, I guess, feels that I don't know, or thinks I don't know what I'm doing. Okay. Seems to be one reason for this pressure. Okay, it's not very strong feeling or the pressure, so I will just ignore it. It's very similar than what I have countless of in my life, that they're just too small to care about. I do so much more important developments and bigger ones that I don't want to spend any time on the smaller ones. But today, or in general these days, when I wake up, I think about my life work. I think about IRAC. I think about development and being productive. And I do that till I go to sleep. That's my life. That is the vision that I had over a year ago, maybe. And what I have been talking about. I'm really in that already, that it's not difficult, it comes automatically, that I'm thinking about work, I'm thinking about helping humanity, and I feel great. There are still a lot of artifacts. For example, the K-pop that when was that? 4 or 5 days ago. Last Thursday, I decided to move on from that. I still do get those ideas or feelings, hey, should I do this? They're very small. I successfully got over it after that Thursday already. But I still feel those reminders. And one way of thinking about it that I somehow only thought of earlier today, is that the brain is like a website where there are a lot of links between pages. And when the website doesn't change, everything is smooth. You can easily navigate through the website. But when you do the change, you break the links. And when earlier it was you had a habit of navigating to some area, now suddenly you can't. You have to go around. You can't use the same link because it's no longer working, or it's redirecting you to someplace else. And even after a long time of making that change, there might still be some links hidden. And I think that's quite good way of thinking about this, that because it happens a lot. When I went through those EA materials, the link just didn't do anything. But afterwards I knew, okay, the link was actually just supposed to go to the bottom of the page. There were the links, maybe. Actually, I don't remember. But anyways, that's kind of quite good metaphor for what's happening right now, or what has happened a lot in my self-development, that I break the website, I break the links, they don't work, and that creates a lot of confusion, that I'm trying to follow a link, but then I come back. I'm like, wait, what? Try that again. I come back. These dead ends, I don't know what to do. And today, I have been trying to, well, develop the IRAC and my feelings the whole day. Whenever my consciousness rises enough that I'm aware of the development, then I try to do that. It's tiring, but I have changed all the links to not go to the entertainment. Previously, when I still had that entertainment as an option, K-pop, or actually it's not just K-pop that I removed from my life, it seems. I didn't notice this, but now I realize it, that kind of represented all of YouTube, TikTok, all entertainment, and also porn. I haven't watched any of that after Thursday, and I don't feel any need for it. This is more interesting, living this life, than just consuming. And I'm still getting used to it. It's very new and very odd thing. Previously, before that remove of entertainment, after successful or intense development sessions, I had a habit of watching music videos, just rewarding myself, watching them, and also having an argument that which was true, that I continued thinking through watching the music videos. I daydreamed, I tried to kind of update my feelings with the new changes. So there was some benefits, some arguments for watching the music videos. But now, for the first time, at least in this level, maybe I have done this before, where I don't watch music videos, but not after these intense sessions. So right now, today was the first time where I didn't reward myself by music or YouTube in general, or food. It wasn't any normal reward. And this was, I think, 2 hours ago. I tried to think what should I reward myself? It feels like I should. And in the end, it was I didn't even consider the entertainment, but I was just confused that, hey, I need to move, but I have no direction. I don't know where to go, what to do. I was restless. Like, do I just continue working? Do I just continue developing? I didn't know what to do, but in the end, the reward was just doing some physical small exercises. And that's very interesting that still I haven't fully grasped my life that was my reward, and it felt great. And it was something practical. So keeping my physical body healthy, flexible, and moving. That's part of my vision. That's part of my productivity plan. That gives me energy. I should move more. But yeah. And then after that, I continued working. That has never happened at this level, where I use many hours to do mind work. It's way harder than physical exercise, but kind of similar, where I need to push myself and then feel physical resistance, tiredness, and just tension. I took a nap also after the first round of developments, or the first session. But then after that, I have nothing else to do than do some more development. But yeah, after the second time, when I had that reward, then I just continued. And that's weird. It's very weird that I am at this stage where I don't have an option. I don't want an option, because everything is planned by me. I have made this decision long time ago and I'm executing it. Everything just works out. I find more and more ways to keep going and make it easier. And just increase my level of happiness by will. I can find work interesting. It's so easy, but at the same time, during this development, it is still work, because the analog I gave earlier, breaking that website, those links, when I do many developments in a row, it does feel that. I feel the same feeling as if I was a little depressed. And that was kind of, or that is the most difficult part. In the past, I wouldn't have been able to, or like 2 or maybe 6 months ago, a year ago, if that happened, would have caused me to think about this whole plan again. that I wouldn't be able to continue, because I need to be sure that I'm not breaking something. If I end up, if I first gather strength and then do some change and end up feeling depressed, it's not very intuitive thing to do. But because I have done so much developments, I know I can just get rid of that depression. And yeah, it takes like 10 seconds if I concentrate on. But it's something that is there, because I do so fundamental changes that I have no idea, or yeah, I have no idea where to go next. I first try to envision the new change, what I want to do. I don't know that beforehand. It's not like I would know, hey, I need to do this development for this reason. No, I am in a place where I haven't copied anyone. I don't know if this is possible. I talked about those risks, I think, in some previous stream, because I don't know what will happen. My philosophy is holding, but I haven't even pushed myself that far to the extra territory, meaning I can fully live my life happy, or I have a lot of capabilities with this level of productivity and knowledge and skills. I could just stop the development and live very, very easily, but I don't want to. I want to push myself more because I can. That's a dangerous thing that for me it's an option and not very, very difficult one. But yeah, I'm doing extra stuff. I'm trying to push myself to my limits. What else to do in this life? And I sound like this is something that's bad or negative. No, it's awesome. Everything I do, I just make the bolder vision more ambitious, and then make it happen in a way that I never really, or in my daily life, I wouldn't do anything difficult. I just make hard things easy. But that ambitious, that I don't have any clear idea how to explain this, so this will, well, it's a yapping session. I'm just talking about the stuff, documenting this maybe. What was I gonna say? Yes, ambitious. So my life, I'm already doing development automatically every day. That's not a problem. I haven't even thought about it, really. It's so mundane, but I could do more. I haven't reached my potential. I'm far from it. The problem I have had is, and well, that has continued along many months, is I'm too happy. And I'm not, I know I haven't reached the level I want. And that's difficult to that's a difficult thing, because if I decided or wanted to start scheduling my days properly, I couldn't, because I would have this feeling that, hey, I don't know the whole or bigger picture. Someone could say, well, you will get that once you start doing. No, that's the thing, because I'm doing something that I don't see or see from others doing. This is very personal, and I know if I don't do this, no one, it's not coming from outside. So before I have figured this out, I kind of can't start properly scheduling. That's why I haven't. Do I watch news daily, read them? Do I learn languages? No. I'm still at this crossroad where I'm building my kind of bigger vision of my own development. Yesterday I drew that sketch of my control view, some visuals, some relations with each other, that I have continued today, expanding it, putting more of them there, more stuff to consider, then start to build more detailed understanding of what each of them means. For example, what I put on the plan for this stream, start to, what was it, initializing the business side of my life, meaning making the LinkedIn bio, finally updating my CV, start to plan my website, start to look for jobs, not because I would apply for them, but those just open that area of my life which will last forever, I think. The opportunities. So looking for opportunities and being ready for them. If now I stumbled upon some job posting, could I just send my CV in like 5 minutes, or connect with what is the title? People in companies who look for talent hunter. There's another more suitable word, but anyways, could I do that? No, I don't have my CV updated. I'm not ready. And that's kind of the same thing that I have with my apartment and belongings, that am I ready to move to Helsinki? Do I feel that that's a very easy thing to do? No, because I don't want to take everything with me. Could I move to abroad? No, even more difficult. So getting rid of everything excess, everything that makes moving forward one step further. That is very important. If I think about making some output, if I started to create presentations about my ideas of some political matter, do I feel that I'm ready? That, hey, I just opened this app, I start to do it, I outpost it somewhere. No, I first need to think about, okay, what apps would I use? What should I watch tutorials first? If I start reading news and I want to make notes about them, do I know where I do that? What's the process? What does it look like? No, I don't know that. And also I have a lot of old notes that I don't know how to feel about them, what to do with them. And those were, or some of them were the ones that I transferred to Obsidian. I haven't gone through them, but that's the same thing. That am I ready? Am I ready to move quickly, to react and have no baggage of this sort? That if I consider starting a new project, do you have a feeling that yes, I should do that? Or do you have a feeling, I have so much to do still, I want to go over my emails, start deleting them, making more, kind of cleaning it. I want to do the backup again, change passwords. It's too long since I last changed my main ones. So there are a lot of these tasks in front of the actual task that I want to do in the fusion. I'm trying to think my way back. Where did I start this rambling about this? Wait. Yeah, job. So the business. How did I end up there? Can't remember. Going back to that ambitiousness. I would like to document this. Let's see if I can find a good way to explain it. I had this feeling that I need to do more. I'm not in control yet, but I don't know how far I need to go. or what to do, what to think. This is something I can't just remember, or I need to raise my consciousness high enough and then consider the edge as far as I have gone, and then wait for new ideas to pop up. That's a state that's very difficult to maintain. The brain, after a very short moment, will get tired. It doesn't know what to do because I don't know what I'm going towards exactly. I just know, hey, this is not working, and I have some ideas. But that's the difficult part, that I just need to maintain that focus, that consciousness. And as I said before, I'm often too happy. I'm too happy, I have too little motivation to go there, to face the unknown without any actual need for it. It sounds very simple and feels very simple when I discover it and move forward. But before that, it wasn't. It was work. It wasn't easy. Because it's specific for my life, for my way of thinking. But basically the problem has been that I have this vision of helper of humanity, my life's character. And the idea, what if I was very excited all the time? Is it possible? And should I do that? I try to think, okay, and then keeping developing further. It's very difficult to explain, because this is very new idea, and because it's an edge case, I haven't gone further, so just coming here already takes effort. It was something like, what do I need to start working, to start scheduling? What state of mind, state of control, understanding do I need? And do I want? How do I make sure that my life goes in a way that's scalable if I want? So build the life scalable from the beginning. I have probably mentioned many times of not being able to simultaneously work, like schedule, do, and then develop. That it's either of one of those. but not both. So here I face the problem that if I would start working too soon, I would be at the same level as everyone else. That's not what I'm after. Because I wouldn't use the new way of thinking, IRAC, that I have developed. And I wouldn't be in control over my working. And I wouldn't have proper idea proper feeling whether I'm enough in control. Meaning, even if I do my own decisions, I would do that, of course. I would kind of settle to some level where I don't want to settle on. It's quite high state, I would say, that I can work already full day, no problem, all the time, but I don't want to settle there. Taking hold of time used is horizontal axis, but how efficiently is that time used is vertical. So it's step one to take control over the horizontal axis. What to spend my time on. And another axis is the productivity level, it's the efficiency. The main, or it really is part one, part two. I can't go to part two properly before, or I shouldn't go there before I have gotten the idea of part one. And I got this or pretty good understanding, and it makes sense that what I'm right now lacking, what is the development direction, that is to start, well, it's very simple, but start considering every option and comparing them with each other, and especially consider the vision, the goal, that if I could be part of some project, and normally thinking, it would feel great. Yes, this is important. If I can think of something else even better that would help humanity more, I'm gonna choose that. But this is important. The important thing about that settling. If I were to settle, I would choose probably how I spend my time from, or mainly from, the projects, the options that I have currently on mind. in mind. And that's the thing with people, is that people settle a lot. When they find their role, their place, they settle there. That's why it's so common to hear that I started to do this and then I continued. That's why people get stuck on some life, do 15 years some work, because they settle. It's very easy, and everyone does that. So here I knew that the projects that I'm already doing, I'm already part of, or getting part of community, which seems to be kind of the biggest one that I ever joined, maybe. That I'm already at the level what others are doing. I'm creating my own projects. I'm doing that and that, but it's not enough. I can do more. I don't have to just become same worker than everyone else. For me, this level or this life that I'm doing good, I want to do good, I will do good. It's not any, there's no reason to stop there, to stop or continue the work. Continue to work like others before me in this sort of charity world. I don't care about what they have done. I'm not doing it to find my place among people. I'm the perfect observer. I can live in any sort of life, any sort of environment. So for me, it is not about just finding a job that I can do. No. Maybe at some point it was more like that. Maybe I could have thought of settling to just getting some important or meaningful job, but not anymore. I don't care what others are doing if I can do more. So I'm already in this mindset where I will develop stuff in a way that I want and makes sense to me. I don't consider any work that I currently do or future work separate from my visions. The work I do on my own, in my free time. Meaning I don't settle for anything. If I get a job where I need to follow some specific guides or ways of doing something and I feel that's wrong, I will point it out. If nothing happens, that's fine. That's the same with people, that someone thinks wrong, in my opinion, I point it out and they don't change. that's because my approach was wrong. So that's the frontline idea, that there's always something you can do. There's always a way, but it's often not found, or people are not interested in finding it because the change might be slow. They want to find quick answer. It's much easier to just try to gaslight other side that, hey, you need to do better. Don't you care about the marine life? That won't do anything. Or to some people it might be that some person gets that message and realizes, hey, I actually care about marine life. I want to stop eating fish and maybe meat overall. I will start recycling. That message will find someone and yeah, take hold, take effect, but in general, it doesn't do anything. But it doesn't mean that there wouldn't be a way. But maybe it takes 10 years. Gradual change of mind, gradually helping others to change themselves in a way they want. I very much doubt that anyone wants to feel insecurity and by that have a great need to find those sort of us and you situations. Polarization, yeah. So I guess I got here somehow from reaching high enough. The main points here were that I have now, would I say I have found the highest peak in this matter. Ability to focus and look at everything I have right now as an option. Compare them with each other. Already, that comparison I have never done. It might sound weird, but I have never done comparison between what I do. And what I mean is consciously using IRAC, but without using it. Choosing, should I do this or should I do that? I have used my intuition very quickly. Okay, I do that. And also because I haven't been at all productive, I have had, also kind of have still, a lot of time. Somehow I have a lot of time to do everything, but I don't do anything. So whenever I have reached point or state where I want to do multiple things, I have time for those, every one of them, especially because each of them will fail at some point. So then I can just do the other one. I haven't needed to choose. That I haven't been in a full-time job in years. It was 2019 when I was doing my civil service, non-military service. But it wasn't really a job, even though, yeah, it was full-time. But after that, I just played video games, I watched YouTube. I didn't have to prioritize that much. But now, for the first time, I am in a position where there's no workaround. Previously, before this, I would just continue developing. So I have been self-developing for around a year now, constantly. Or then I joined some projects and just focused on those, one at a time. Now the development is at a point where, as I tried to explain, that horizontal line, which is the time, managing or scheduling time, what I do in what time, that's sort of finished. The next development happens in vertical line. So before getting that vertical, I need to really schedule. So yes, as crazy as it sounds, I haven't compared well, and really I haven't analyzed that, hey, do I want to do this? For most part, change has been getting rid of some negative, not that productive, like K-pop last week, like doing those private vlogs, or my physical hobbies like reading, running, getting rid of that from my vision. But have I gotten rid of projects? Not really. But now I am at that stage. Or at least I don't feel any way I can, or I would want to find some reason to have a break from development, from being productive. I think putting that on a quick break, I'm not gonna do that anymore. Should be clear that I'm not present. If someone were to come here, see, hey, I'm not here. In the future vision, I would have maybe some system that, hey, I start the clock. Although, a break. No, but in the future vision, when I do work, I'll just leave what I was doing, and then anyone could come and see very easily what I have done before, what I have discussed. I'm gonna write a lot about what I discuss. So there will be good log for AI, but yeah, good piece of data. So if someone would come here suddenly and I'm on a break, then they could always go backwards. Okay, what I have done. It's not about needing to be present or needing to. It's not important if someone would arrive the stream, see, hey, there's no one there, and then because of that leave. I'm not even trying to get audience. So taking that pressure off, I can just take breaks. I'll go to the bathroom. A few minutes break. Can't think of anything else to say, or I could yap about this for hours, trying to explain everything or mention everything I thought about, but is there anything important? I'm thinking about the specifics, like what I did yesterday, drawing where I have some symbols in Iraq, but it's not important. That's not interesting data, because I could explain the idea very easily without that data. And in the future, if I make some video, I'm just going to use that times version. So this version is not important to anyone else than me, and me at the moment. Let me go back, yeah, back here. I'm seeing the starry sky. Very nice. I bought the clip. This works well, works great, and as I suspected, there is some sort of standard here that the ball inside was the same size, so I could just take this piece and I will throw this away. Supposed to stick on a car. But yeah, this was the visual representation. If I could expand it a little bit, let's say, so there were gamified politics. So what I did was start to put details here. I think I added some other development there. What was it? It was energy. So I kind of visualized some sort of things that I need to switch between this means if I do one thing, I might, or one demanding task for my mind, I would get tired. But what if I switch to something else? Like I did that. I did the exercise reward. Suddenly I have energy again. I'm not tired. So that's the idea about this. Balancing life in a way that it's as productive as possible, and I can do that. Everything that I will do in my days will be productive in some way, and I'm gonna enjoy everything, every task, and also I'm optimizing my energy, so I'm not gonna get tired. That's the point. But and then okay, this one I want to document, at least for myself. So one development element there, or kind of Iraq. This is Iraq symbol, or place for that symbol. So just a circle. When I use Iraq, I visualize some canvas in front of me, and and then start to build. So put symbols there, text or some relations, start to build structure, and remember, like I could start with, hey, there's 7 tasks or a list of 7 items. I would remember that 7, okay, and then highlight the 4, 3, 1, 3. So have some sort of structure, and then I would start to remember what were 1, 2, and 3. And then I moved on, and when I come back, I might forget what was 2. But it's not important that I would remember it. It's important that there's a structure that I remember. And I could remember 1 and 3, not 2, but that's fine. I'll just revisit, what was it? Okay, then 2. So having different ways to get to that part that I don't know is super important. If I don't have any structure, I would just say I don't know, but there wouldn't be any easy way to pinpoint what I don't know by browsing, for example. Maybe I just forget. Yeah, there were 7 items, not 6. So that's one way of using IRAC. So one example. How I visualize it is I can close my eyes, try to think about or imagine a canvas in front of me. I can keep my eyes closed, eyes open, which is the common way. I'm not closing my eyes all the time. I might look at some wall, anything really, but an empty wall would be the easiest one. I haven't used that though that much. Just looking forward and trying to imagine a canvas. But when I activate IRAC, when I start using it, it sort of feels like I'm going to another mode where I don't see the real room, real world. I don't notice it, so I kind of get lost in the IRAC. Imagination. And then I might come back to reality. Okay. The same thing is also, or how I think changes. That if I'm not using IRAC, if I'm not putting any energy on that, I can think pretty freely, pretty flow-like. But then when I use IRAC, I can get stuck, that I need to remember what was there in order to move on, or I'm too much focusing on the symbols, and I should use my left hand. Focus on the symbols, the structure, and get lost of the idea that I was thinking about. And then how I could get out of it is by not thinking about IRAC, coming back to this reality and try to think naturally, the normal way. And then again, go back to the IRAC. So going back and forth with these modes is not very efficient. But lately I have noticed that I can sort of imagine the IRAC lighter, in a lighter way, and in sort of transparent, that I never go fully into it. So if there was two modes, this would be in the middle. So and that's very interesting concept. I haven't fully explored, but it seems like I can find very powerful middle ground where I don't have those problems of either not thinking or not being able to think well without using IRAC or productively, and then if I were to use IRAC, I would get stuck. I would lose the flow. So middle ground where I could possibly start manually kind of adjusting how much focus I put on IRAC, and if I feel, hey, I'm getting stuck, I can just decrease the speed in a way. Okay, that I wanted to document for myself. Is there anything else here? One thing I forgot to mention was I will put people, family there, and then timeline here, and then some sort of, these are supposed to be rectangles, or yeah, groups of people. I don't know, singular people. So that's my idea, how to visualize, keep track of people in my life. And this can be like a, wait, how would this work? Like this, okay. Family tree. That what is important in my vision is that I have something to do with this life. I want to work, I want to experience. I need a way to push myself forward, which I have found, and I'm nowhere near the limits. But the most important factor is I want to live with others. As an observer that I have mentioned many times, it shouldn't be a surprise to realize that people are very, very important, and what is this? Helper of humanity character, me, is of course for people. That in my vision, what I will do is I will communicate a lot with people. I will find ways to directly help them, indirectly. I will focus, or then I would have my own projects, like creating some website or some system platform, gamifying politics, so on. Then I would have collaborative more, or kind of job that I join some company doing some product that maybe helps humanity some in some way. I could join the EA, which is here, effective altruism community, do some work there. But yeah, that's pretty much it. That most of my life's experience comes from this. People, and I want to be close there. I don't want to become someone who uses his whole life trying to build something and in the end it might never work. So getting into business, getting into communities, being social, being active, showing my work, getting response, getting validation, feedback is going to be my life, because I just the idea of just doing some private developments on my own, like joining some open source community, contributing there, or start on my own, edit Wikipedia pages, learn about new stuff, or write my philosophy, discuss it in some small group in Facebook, on Facebook. I can't see that being as part of my life. Yeah. But that was what I wanted to document this, at least here. And the yeah, let's move on to the next one. If I have time. Initialize business side of life. That's terribly written. Someone will. Ooh, I have business there. Okay. Yes, the categories. Trying to. Yeah, let's. I'm not very confident I'm able to do that. No, no, okay. Creating linked. Wait, no, this is not about linked. I was. Yeah, I almost thought it was gonna be that. No. Creating a plan about business life, whatever that means to people. Web, it's not here, 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 it's not here. It seems like I need a business notes. Have I not done this before? I don't think so. Before I go there, what is in my vision? Motivation to move forward comes from being aware of the reality, death, and life. Ah, wait, I did this not that long ago. There will not be a limit on how far I can get happily. What I want is to have fun with what I want is to have fun with people and explore the world we live in while I'm here. Yes, friends say they can't play because I have some broken system. Okay, I know that's a good one. What I have, ability to go beyond the norms, yes. Pseudo access to the brain, yes, definitely. Notes, no risk in changing the brain. Okay, the potential IRAC increases, allow more energy use, yes. Scalability, requirements, definitely. Priority goes to control and development of itself. Life. Any excess energy goes towards work. Okay. Meaning this first. Being able to control my life and keep development in it. That guarantees that I go forward and I keep the scalability. So I wouldn't find myself in some dead end, I don't know. English. Although this is communication. Just side note here. Communication, verbal, languages, task, plan, non-verbal. This is communication plan. Let me rename it. Finish. Communication plan. I will do communication changes. Stop saying I don't know. Something I have realized more and more lately. I say this a lot. Making mistakes is fine. So there shouldn't be, in most situations, any need to say this. I don't mean that I would completely stop saying it. Of course, if there is a reason that, hey, I'm telling you this, but I don't know about that. I don't know if it really is like this, so I can't prove it. But I very often say this at the end of explaining something to move on to the next thing, kind of leaving it vague, saying or removing responsibility of what I just said. Yes. Filler words. Filler terms. Good. IRAC. Self-management. Self-development. Work. One mode. What will happen? Oh, I did this. I completely forgot. Maybe I could have used this today's session. That's good. I will come back to that later. But now, did I initialize the business? No. Plan. Okay. In the future, many things I might put on my private Obsidian Vault, private nodes, but most I could put here. I will assuming business plan. Let's start from somewhere. my own business. CV. CV in profile. There. Consultant and coach. I'm not sure if I have mentioned that earlier or if I thought about this earlier. Maybe I did, but that's something I'm very interested of doing, of becoming a coach. That's not correctly spelled. Coach. Wait, what? Now I'm confused. No, it was correct. Huh? Wait, what? Yeah, it was. What was this then? So it's a handbag as well. Not handbag, but shoulder bag? Guidance instruction. Okay. New information. But so creating opportunities, then receiving opportunities, and third, looking for opportunities. Normal person might go straight to the job hunting. I need a job. Let's go find one. But for me, I'm not interested in getting a job. I do this because in this world I want to do that. I want to get money because I can do so much with it. I can live where I want, I can travel where I want, and I can support people, projects I want. That's great. browsing job listings. That's the most basic ones. Then there is this, which is very commonly advised nowadays, that hey, don't just look for job listings because there will be 1,000 applicants for one position, but rather be active, try to find companies you're interested in, and then try to find a hidden job. But because so many are doing that nowadays, this is not that beneficial, but I would say still the way to go, of course. Or no, do both. And this, in my case, means just understanding the job market and think about the work in general, maybe. I'm curious about this world, how it works, the systems, and work is one part of, big part of most people's lives. So from philosophical standpoint, just thinking about it. LinkedIn profile, CV, website. Keepnoni website. Is this not in dictionary yet? How? Create a foundation. Wait, foundation. Wait, what? Charity? I don't have any recent plans for doing this, but as options, it's good to write them down. This might be LinkedIn, primary source of opportunities probably, but it might also be something else like Instagram, TikTok. if I find some interesting company and I contact someone working there on LinkedIn, it goes into this category. But if I'm just trying to find interesting people that I already do, and then find opportunities through them, that they might mention, hey, I actually work for this company and we are looking for someone like you. Would you be interested? But that's indirectly because I'm not looking for opportunities. I'm just having good time living. Tomorrow I'm gonna have one meeting or a coffee date in a way. Not a real date, but just interesting person I had a very short conversation with and thought, why not meet in person? At least I'm very open and I like having new interactions. What is the plan now with this? Also, I remembered I didn't set any timers for this, but it's fine. This takes time. This encapsulates. Yeah, so let's go to LinkedIn. Let's not go to LinkedIn. You can do the text here. I've started it already. Where is it? Oh, it's an output. It's no longer there. Continue creating. Continuing. I will change this to say, what will I put here? Helper of humanity. This will be the first one. Quite bold, but I like it. Enthusiast might be too much an overreach because I'm not focused on that right now, but sue me. A different order. Do I want to add something? Software developer, deep thinker, XR enthusiast. Effective altruism. Once I'm not sure whether there is any official way to join that community. I'm already part of it in a way, but there will be the Helsinki summit in a few weeks. I will attend that. After that, I might put it here. AI enthusiast as well. Am I an AI enthusiast? It could be another Sumi situation that I talk about or lie about myself. AI is very, very important part of my vision. So I will put it here. And it's totally fine to put the future vision and not my current self here, because why would I keep updating? It's often good to announce, hey, I will do this. I'm now this kind of person, rather than trying to do the change in secret and then others would slowly adjust, but throughout the process would hurt or make it more difficult to change, because everyone expects you to behave in a way, and the social pressure is so strong that announcing it might be good. That's why in a way, I like the New Year's resolutions, but I would hope people do them every week. But hey, new resolution. The idea is good there, but it puts too much pressure on the one time a year. And throughout November and December, people can't do anything because they're waiting for that New Year's resolution. It's very few people. I don't know anyone in my circle that is serious about them, but okay. Hello friend is very good beginning. Hello friend. I like that a lot. Democracy. How do people learn, or democratic processes communicated and talked about? Vision help people develop themselves. Oh, future coach. I'm already a coach. I just don't sell my services, but I provide them. If someone asks, hey, I need help with this, I would be interested on taking that. Amateur coach. That's good. Amateur coach, future entrepreneur. This stack I am really liking. Really liking it. Deep thinker, that is philosopher. But I would say this is fine. The philosopher, everyone is a philosopher, so if I don't get that title from anyone else, I'm not gonna put it here. Creator, that's fine there. Okay. Do I have some insecurities about this? Maybe. Feels embarrassing to put it there, but it is fine. Starting my career. I have already started my career. Even if I'm not part of any company, any projects, I have already started it. Making this self-development that I have done is for my vision for my career. If someone asks, hey, what have you done? I say preparation. Yes, so that's not important. Tell a story that explains my personality and goals. Easier said than done. I've mastered the process of self-development. That I agree. Processes. The process. It's better to remove that plural. That would mean that, hey, I have done research about this. I took some courses. In this life, my goal is to make all of humanity happier. Democracy. Helper of humanity is there. Amateur coach. Democracy needs to be there as well. Let's put it there maybe. Democracy. Builder. Okay. Stack gets better and better. If I remember correctly, in LinkedIn the limit of titles is a lot. I have seen some people put like 20 different titles for themselves. Or it's not just a title, this can be anything. It's tag, not a title. Use of emojis. Want to see people smile more. Improve democracy. We need to be smarter, better education for new generation. For current adults, communication for politics needs to be better. Develop themselves, people learn about politics. Make politics more transparent. Help improve how we communicate to fix the problems fast-paced. Anyone could help. I'm a somewhat weird person. That's not a good beginning. Who has figured out their philosophy and made their life's goal to help improve democracy globally. I'm currently working on ideas of better collaboration platforms. I could write like, hey, I have zero experience. I have started, or I am starting. Last alarm. Nice. I hate that voice. No, I don't hate it. The alarm that still goes off every 50 minutes from 9 a.m. to 11:45 p.m. I hear that, I might hear that voice, that sound, even though it's not playing. It has invaded my whole life. While I took a nap earlier, I woke up to that noise and I ignored it like 2 times, but then it runs 2 times, 2 30-second periods, and then there's a break. It goes automatically to 10-minute. Snooze. And then it rings again. Yeah, that was slow torture. But yes, I could write this in a way that says I'm very new. Or I can write it in a way that shows I'm moving. That I'm not in the beginning yet planning, but I'm moving already. That's the message I want to give. The feeling. Because it's true. Even without any experience, my attitude towards work is like someone who has been working. This is just side or note while doing this message. This is something I could maybe even put directly there. Definitely I would put that there. And this as well, maybe not in this form exactly, in this life, but that goes there at least. Before going into details, I should form the structure that I kind of broken, it seems. What do I want to tell about this? What is the meaning, the use of the bio? Who is it this for? What? These don't need to be. What would I want to happen? Get people to connect with me. I want to find interesting people. They might want to do the same thing. And if they read my bio, they could get interested. Wow, okay, you're doing this. Hey, let's connect. Let's see if we can find any common interests at the moment, or at least follow each other for future chances of someone or one of us doing something interesting. So that's one thing, but more important for me at the moment is ability to link or lead people that's the first goal. I have connected with many people on LinkedIn already without a bio, and some people I have wrote written small paragraph, who I am, what I do, what I'm interested of. But if I had this, when I have this, I can just, they would probably read the bio first, but if they're not, I can say, hey, check my bio, there's the information about me, and then I can ask some question that, hey, after reading that, to answer this. For interest. Get opportunities. I didn't pin this. Can I? Pin that. Receiving opportunities. This I'm most interested. I don't assume I will get opportunities, but who knows? For social interest. Business plan, receiving opportunities. I might. Source mode, so LinkedIn. Should I do this? Should I create my first LinkedIn post where I'm just talking about myself? I'm showing about my character a little bit. Hey, this is how I communicate. This is my body language, expressions, and I would say the same message that will be here in the bio, pretty much probably, but through video. And just to get more chance of getting those opportunities presented to me. And the idea here is there is no negative about it. If I do this and I don't get any messages, that's fine. It shouldn't take too long to create that video. Yes. So this is the idea, what I want to achieve with this. Why is it for? Who is it for? Who am I? It's getting too late to start asking that question. Putting myself into the shoe of others. Just a note there. I will end soon this stream and continue later. This I could immediately update there. But it's not important. Section 2. Something to start the bio with. Some of my thoughts. That's fine. And then get to the point. An icebreaker, because that's the way I am. That everyone is already my friend. And I'm ready to go to the deep end immediately. That's also a way to maybe separate myself to others, from others. In a good way, I think, I hope. But if I start with that, okay. There will be, of course, a section who should contact me, but that will be in the end. And there, smile, if that's allowed. I don't remember. Have I seen any emojis on LinkedIn bios? I was thinking whether this should be almost in the beginning, but no. The aim here is to make the bio as interesting that anyone who I want to contact me would be interested to read till the end. So no need to how would I say it in English? No need to ensure, try to ensure that be confident about this. Here I would already mention that I'm very open about it, interested to help others. So putting that there, nice. One section about democracy, definitely. One section about XR and AI. Where I can explain it in a way that gives the picture that I'm not an expert on this, but very much interested. Is there anything about my personality? Who am I? Wait. Who am I again? Of course, everything here already talks about my personality. Is there anything else I want to say? What? My philosophy, self-development history, and my goal. And then how I will reach that, or some interesting elements, XR AI. I would guess that if I did this structure, people assume that this will be just my professional life, but it is kind of everything. I'm thinking of adding here some casual aspect about me. Show more complete image. And also make understand Okay. So meaning that if I didn't write this, there might be people looking at this and seeing, okay, what is he talking about? And not believing. But by adding this section here would be or could be a message that, hey, is he actually serious about all this, or is this true? Over midnight, but I'm not very tired yet. Although the way I do this now is not efficient. I'm not using IRAC at the moment. Why am I doing this without using IRAC? Now when I think about it. 2.5 hours. I will end it. That's fine there. Oh. How many files? Vision, large canvas, output, communication, contract. Oh yeah, deleted. So renamed. Okay, this is good. I know there is a way to do this in one line, but I don't remember it, and I'm not gonna. I'm gonna find out now. Nice.